For the month of August, Economic Foundation Media presents an audible summary of Robert Greene's book, The Art of Seduction.
Like, subscribe, comment, and share for more videos like this one.
Despite popular misconceptions, the book is not centered strictly around the act of reproduction, but relationships holistically. The Art of Seduction places a new understanding on the emphasis of forming relationships beneficial to the reader that can be used to construe a greater sense of purpose and belonging in each realm occupied. To understand each conversation as an act of seduction is the first step in divulging within the knowledge of this book, followed by the multiple types of seducers, characters if you will. Through this summary, the player you most comfortably play will become apparent, and each has a preferred victims. This work will shed a light on the works of Robert Greene and the steps needed to undergo drastic evolution in the field of selection regarding playstyle, as well as to avoid being played. Though all rights and ownership are retained by Robert Greene and Joost Elfers Publications. Playstyles. In total, Greene argues that there exist 10 renditions of playstyles that we find ourselves within. Starting from the typical character, if you are familiar with the tale of Odysseus, the siren. This character is typically a female, rife with beauty beyond belief, that offers comfort for a man to the maximum extent while also promising and/or flaunting promiscuity. Making alluring calls and sirens to entice an unbeknownst victim to follow along to his demise. Next is the rake, with the most popular example offered by Greene being Bill Clinton. A professional rake makes promises of serving a female in the way a female is typically called to serve a male. Striving for her everyday needs, offering comfort, security, love beyond a doubt, and throwing themselves at any opportunity to be beneath her feet. To be a seducer, you must let go of the rigidness of life, and experience the playfulness of childhood in an adult sense. Robert Greene. A rake also will never apologize for his lifestyle, it is who he is, and in this sense nothing to be ashamed about. Even when cornered cheating, the rake will insist in the nature of the character as the reason for the error. Insisting on continued love, that often works in continuing the interest of the woman. With dreams realized, comes dreams forgotten. The ideal lover will capture the essence of the childhood or otherwise unrealized ventures we always wanted to journey upon, roads we wanted to travel. To be the ideal lover, you must again tune yourself out to listen and recognize how to plug and play with your partner's deepest wishes. One of the most controversial, yet successful method of play is the dandy. Characters that play on the opposite sex role in order to extenuate the narcissism we all hold and love are gender-typical roles. A man that embraces the feminine, woman embracing the masculine, but never to the fullest. Changing apparel is an easy to bring out this role. Dressed to impress the opposite gender, it leaves a mystery of one in touch with their masculine/feminine sides. With all the roles we must conform to, people are often exhausted with the rules of reality. However, the natural does not worry about these conformities and emulates a carefree attitude with a childlike energy, yet relevant to the current experience of the victim. To be a natural, is to embody the true meaning of spontaneity, be wild, yet refined, never forced. If flirtation is never forced for your everyday life, you may be a coquette. Always taking and making opportunities to woo your partner in conversation, no matter the context. If flirtation comes easy to you, make it an art. Never too obvious, but always stirring jealousy as well. Next is the charmer, a character that focuses on the other person always. Never taking the center of attention, paying attention to every detail. So little do people listen to understand and not to respond. Take advantage of this and show an ear that may unlock the window to the heart. Another type of seducer can emulate the heart's desires with a level of bravado and confidence inspiring millions to follow, the charismatic. Our politicians, entertainers, speakers, utilize the source of power we fell, yet cannot find a source. Almost a God-given presence, showing us not their true life circumstances, but offering the illusions oftentimes of success tied with a certain lifestyle or decision, enticing no matter the cost. For if they can be successful, through following their lead, we can be too. Celebrities feed off this enticement to a different caliber, taking advantage of the star quality that we all desire. Glimmering, shining from afar, as not to show the true core of reality. Often we imagine a celebrity is perfect, until a lot of behind-closed-doors items get revealed. To play the star is to illuminate your skills and qualities, only allowing the best attributes to be seen in the press. This draws people nearer in search of the one and only, you. The anti-seducer. These are some of the worst, yet most knowledgeable characters in the game. The ones who claim the game is rigged and refuse to play, are really masters in disguise. Secretly playing the game behind your back, trying to seem better than the obvious players. Don't fall for it. No matter the circumstance. Ignorance is a beautiful shield for the truth, but no excuse for breaking the law. Court games. With all, how are the characters actually played? Well, the answer is the following with variances built upon the styles of each type. First, you must identify a perfect victim. Certain types of victims are more receptive to certain styles, find yours. Then create a false sense of security, and don't be too direct too early on. Then remain vague, assume formlessness with subtle hints of interest. Revealing your work too early, or often at all may cause disgust within the seduced. Next, appear to be an object of desire. Make others seem to want you. Jealousy can be a wonderful tool to entice the chase. From that, spawn a need to solve. Be the answer to problems complex for one person. Robert Greene says, learn to manufacture the need you can fill. Create a void for attention, trying to gravitationally pull you in, without being too obvious. Subtle glances to spark a need to look at you, create mystery through insinuation. Place yourself last, enter the person's spirit. Listen to their life problems and desires, then imitate their wildest fantasies. Play by their rules, to get them to obliviously follow yours. Then act as the object one wants but cannot have. As a bad boy in a movie, society tells her she cannot have it, yet the craving is insatiable without you. While also never giving up the suspense of the action to come. Through active listening, you can understand what a person wants to hear, in order to drive real engagement with the seduced, flatter them, tailor gifts and clothes just for the person. This level of attention to detail will be recognized. As long as your presence is desired, and the spell not broken, the seduced will be reminded of you even when not graced with your image. Then too, playing dumber than your mark is essential. Through this you disarm and open up the victim, then are able to turn sympathy into love. This is an excellent way to confuse reality and desire, especially for masculine players. Caution with this next piece is essential: isolation. This one is a personal line that cannot be crossed, and breeds resentment to the maximum. Be prepared for resistance by family and friends. Though, removing the victim from these people offers limitless ability for persuasion. Though this is a terrible tactic not to be used, when done successfully, a person's power becomes limitless. Another method is to prove yourself, truly a necessity in time. By going above and beyond, you can create the needy child in a person, sparking more receptiveness, allowing for a more open mind for the next step. Be bold, stir up the taboo and transgressive, play on the things that society does not allow, or perhaps innocence prohibits. Do this through spiritual lures. Going beyond the flesh is necessary to create a timeless bond. Then add a bit of pain to the experience. Creating a false breakup or need for space can allow for higher peaks from the valleys of low. Shift the game of pursuit, use physical lures like clothing and sexual features, and be bold in every action. As Greene's work on power states, do everything with boldness and certainty, nothing doubted will succeed. If the tension is high, and mood is right, make that bold move. However, beware the after effects. Some people are too craven in their passions and will not see you with anyone else. Additionally, resentment from others around will also persist. Be careful at every turn. Briefly, for principle, the following items will be included, to note the types of victims and the most suitable seducers to their demise. Be reformed rake/siren, as with an alcoholic in Round Table, the temptation is always there. Lean into this, make them come out to their nature. The disappointed dreamer, everyone has dreams crushed, some let it crush them. Playing the natural, star, or charismatic tends to work to set the spark once more within the victim. Pampered royal, the spoiled, inarticulate, a little childish people that can be met as a parental figure. Playing the natural or charmer is an excellent method. As well as taking advantage of ignorance, playing anti-seducer. The new prude, this is one that tries to ensure everyone conforms to society's rules, while secretly harboring a desire to break away. Play the charmer or the star for great effect. The rake and siren are also effective once ensnared, but difficult to entice initially. The crushed star, peaked in high school. Make them feel the most important, playing as the charmer, natural, or ideal lover for great openness and loyalty. Play upon emotions, but watch out, as they will eventually overboil. The novice, curiosity killed the cat, especially the ignorant ones. Use this to your advantage, playing the anti-seducer or siren/rake combo. Be the wise one, carrying much to share, and be exciting, maybe a little dangerous but not too much, with the promise of rewards far too great to avoid. The conqueror, some people are always looking for something next to master, or a new item to mold. These ones that can't sit still are excellent prey for the siren or rake, but largely the coquette. Playing hard to get is the best bet here. The exotic fetishist, some are scared by the unknown, while very few are excited. When someone craves the tastes of the world, they surround themselves in foreign objects, travel frequently, and have a rebellious nature. Play the ideal lover to join the trips, rake or siren with an increase in mystery, or the natural to keep the spontaneous energy. The fetishist needs to stay in one spot. The drama queen, those that must always gossip must have a source of gossip constantly. Make use of playstyles set to gather interest and hate, like the anti-seducer, star, or dandy. One that can be hated by others, but brings a taste of drama on the relationship. Though this type of victim is often to be fleeting. The professor, those that must grade every action as if a final paper, are easily pampered to find success. Play the coquette, charmer, or rake to make this person succumb to your every desire. Just make sure to package it as if the victim is the one doing the seducing, and everything will go smoothly. The beauty, some possess a beauty beyond belief, and society recognizes it. Though the beauty suffers from secret isolation, play to her insecurities and the things most often unrecognized for the greatest effect. Though these will need to be constantly taken care of by the coquettishness. Add a little flair of chase too, don't bore the beauty. The aging baby, the ones that never grow up, the 40-year-old virgin for example. Play a parental role for a puppy dog follower. The rescuer, make yourself the damsel in distress, ready to be comforted from the pains of this world. While also being a little naughty to stir up passion in the rescuer, a little extra thrill really. The roue, aging can make some lust for youth and innocence, a cougar for instance. Be careful when playing this type, they can often get out of control. Though acting with innocence is the best way to easily entice these types. The idol worshipper, the lack of courage and self-doubt makes this type a easy picking for the charismatic. Give them something to follow to fill the void within. The sensualist, entice these types through playfully extracting each sense's tingling sensation through physicality. Making this person feel the sexual tension through their bones is a necessity. A siren or rake is best to pamper to this set. The lonely leader, act their equal or superior and be blunt, with a little pain then comfort to break through the hard shell these types have against the world. One of the most difficult, but often the most rewarding seduction. The floating gender. In today's times this has become a more prevalent type, but the dandy can make this person who is generally uneasy, relax and drop the guard. Easily manipulated, but hard to predict this set is. Pay close attention. These tools from Greene's work are the ultimate reality video game characters to be unlocked and leveled up. Waste not the opportunity to understand what has been laid out before you. For these is so much to discover, and only the mastery of one type can unlock another. So what are you waiting for? Get going. Brought to you by Economic Foundation Media LLC.